Hi guys, hi lovers, hi guys, how you guys doing? My name is Ilma Daniel, and I'm sorry I have a little bit of a flu thing happening here. How have you guys been doing? Last weekend I was a little bit busy, so I didn't record something for you guys. But it's something that I want us to discuss. I actually came across something. The title says I turned a man turned gay in promise of a job. Okay. If you want to watch a full video, go watch it on Digging Deep with Monica Damon Chafoli. She quite have got quite interesting topics. Sometimes I watch different topics with her, and yeah, we learn, we learn. So yeah, we learn honestly. So there's something that I wanted us to discuss today. So, in short, this man comes from the village to the city to come look for a job. So, one day he decided to go to the clinic to get prep. Okay. Here now it was not really clear whether he went to get prep because he needed to protect himself, or he's saying he went to get prep from the clinic because they give free food to the people that are receiving prep and HIV medications. Um, and she was hungry. She didn't have food. Okay. So in the end, she found gay activists there and gay people that actually spoke him into sleeping with men in exchange with jobs, and his number was shared with different people within the community, and then he ended up sleeping with different men just because he's desperate and he needs a job. That is his story until he found himself in a situation where he's sleeping at this man's place to that man's place, and this men are sleeping with him, and he ended up having infections at his private parts, and he ended up going to church. He got back in the village, and again they're following him there, and he publicly spoke about this. So that is a summary in short. Okay. But I don't really want to focus on that story. What I want us to focus on is something that I want to discuss right now. And I want to talk to parents, dear parents. I want to really have, I'm looking at this story, and really it brought me down to us parents. And due to the fact that he said, I am leaving the house to go look for work, but I found myself in situations whereby I'm hungry, and so I had to go to the clinic to get prep, to get food, because people get food when they are being given prep or HIV medications. So I really want to go back to that, and so that we talk about that. And I'm so sorry, but I had to listen to this boy's side of the story, because he said he's 23, if not 24 years old, around about there. And me quoting is me quoting his story as he openly spoke about it. Um, this really brought me down parents. To parents, I am not blaming anybody, but it is bringing us to. I'm just having a discussion with parents, okay, both men and women, okay, and it's really bringing us down to one thing. Do we think, and I want to pose a question, okay? This question goes to all of us parents, and let us analyze it, let us critically think about it, and let us come down below, and then we discuss this matter further. Okay, do we think we are failing our children? I'm posing that question. Do we think us as parents we are failing our children? Do we think life would have been different? Because I did not really ask him about his parents, not ask him sorry because I didn't get the chance. I didn't really pay attention, or maybe I missed this information. I didn't really get a full background of his parents. Okay. Number one, but I want to generalize this. Okay. Do we think we are failing our kids in a way? Because I'm looking at the story of a child who's going to look for a job. He finds himself in a house hungry, and then he go look for medication. But initially he's looking for food, and then he got trapped. And he's a desperate child that needs money, that needs a job, and he's hungry. I do not really want to believe. We quite have got a lot of work. Yes, you can go and do the cleaning job. You can go and do other type of jobs. You get simple jobs starting from the ground. I do not want to dismiss that completely. But I want to come back to us parents and say, do we think we are failing our children in a way? And I want to say, dear parents, can we give birth to children that we are able to support financially? Why am I saying this? Because we live in a world now where the economy is not really so good. You can be a graduate with no job. Really, for some of the graduates that have jobs, we thank God. But we still have people that have graduated and they're in the street. The economy is not that good as it used to be, you know. So it really comes down to us to say, can we maybe look into giving birth to the number of children we are able to support financially? That is one thing that I want to pose out there, because now I want to actually look at this child. It's a child, eh? And children can easily be manipulated. I'm looking at this child as a child who can easily be manipulated. Okay, now I am just here wondering, would he have been here if he had parents that are able to support him financially? Would he be at this place if he had food at his place? Now I'm coming to pose a question to us parents to say, would our children find themselves at the wrong places if we are able to provide for them the basic needs? I do not want to speak about our parents of back in the days. What is done in the past is done. I want to speak to us parents of now going forward so that we can avoid specific mistakes. That is if they can even be avoided. If they cannot be avoided, that's a different story. But can they be avoided? What do you think we should do about some of these situations? Will our children really find themselves in situations whereby they are allowing men to sleep with them just because they need money? I do not want to dismiss the fact that some of them can, but can we maybe eliminate it to the lowest common denominator in a way? You know, that is the first thing that I wanted to talk about. I really feel sorry that as parents maybe somehow are contributing to our children's getting themselves in situations. But though that cannot be 100% the case, some children find themselves in situations just because they want to. But I want to say, are we sometimes contributing to our children finding themselves in situations? Another thing that I wanted to talk about is that looking at this man's story, I want to caution young men, children, to be very careful. Be very careful. Think thoroughly. Don't do things that you are going to regret tomorrow. Not everything that, do you say that what glitters is gold? What do you say, English people? Not everything that is gold. So you might put yourself in situations where you think you are going to get out, but you might find yourself damaging yourself or bringing more harm to yourself. As young men, young women, can we just be more careful when we are getting ourselves in specific situation? Because you, your life is yours alone. That is the weird thing about life, is that your life is yours alone. And if you don't take good care of it, one day you might just find yourself in situations that are too difficult, and you might not be able to get out that easily. Some of the things can emotionally damage you and drain you, and just disturb your peace and your health and your future. I want to also speak, first of all, I spoke to parents, and secondly, I want to speak to our young children. Being a mother myself, can our children be a little bit more careful and sometimes seek for advice. And I also want to say to parents that, can we be parents that a little bit, that makes rooms for our children to run to us should they have problems. Yeah, like if they really find themselves in a situation where it's a rock and whatever, then they can run to mommy or daddy to say, daddy, I'm in this situation, what must I do? Rather than running to friends and strangers. Because in most cases we run to friends. Like myself, if I have a problem, I run to friends because I'm more comfortable with friends and my sisters. I am very, very comfortable with my sisters, but I've never been in a situation where I am that comfortable discussing specific topics with my parents. And it just goes back to our parents of back in the days. We are not like too open like that to have such discussions with them. So, but going forward, because a lot is happening now, but our world is never the same as the world our children are growing into, because our world didn't have too many temptations and too many things going on. Our world was a little bit of a fine world. These ones that our children are growing into now is complicated. I do not want to dismiss something that this man said, and I quote, not every person that says I am gay is gay. Some people are practicing rituals. And I quote, I'm quoting what he said. Not everybody, not everyone that says, wakes up and say I am gay is gay. Some people are practicing rituals. And he said, I think I've been used for rituals. I am not gay. I don't feel like I'm gay. I just find myself in a situation because I am hungry. I need money. I need a job. I'm desperate. I do not want to dismiss his story. Whether it's a true story or whether it's not a true story, I do not want to dismiss some of the things that are very important that we should quote and take out of that story, that whole situation that happened there. Now, this must be something we should be speaking about, so that our boy children don't find themselves in situations. Don't find yourself in a situation whereby I'm only doing it once and then I get whatever amount I'm promised, then I'm out. What if there are rituals that are mixed in this whole thing, and then you just find yourself stuck in a situation where you are not even supposed to be at the first place? Let us remain prayerful, dear children. Let us remain prayerful, dear parents. Let us remain prayerful and pray for our children's futures, for our children's lives. Dear children, wake up. Not everything is as it seems to be, just on a table like that. Some of the things are way too deep and we do not understand them. We do not understand them as a human being. Can we be a little bit conscious? Can we be a little bit careful? And can we always come back home and inquire from people that truly cares for us? And I want to say this, no one is going to love you more than your parents, more than your siblings. I'm telling you, the love for the mothers, the love for the fathers, that love, not always, there are people that don't love their children, but that love that people at home have for you might be way too deep. So do the proper observations. Observe and really know who cares for you, who is for you, who is not for you, and seek for proper advice before you get yourself into I really didn't want to dismiss some of the things that this man spoke about in his whole interview that happened there by digging deep with Diamond Shafoli. Now really I felt the need to just pinpoint a few things, and I felt the need to leave advice for our young children, and I felt the need to just caution as parents to say, do we maybe think a little bit, not even if it's just a slightly little bit of a blame comes back to us as parents to say, are we failing our children? Yes or no? Do you think we are failing our children? Do we think we need to go back to the drawing board and reevaluate ourselves, more especially in a world where the economy is so messed up, to say, can maybe we look into the number of children that we are giving birth to, so that we don't find our children in situations where they have to go home on an empty stomach. And plus also, this man, when he said, I'm going to look for a job, I don't know whether the parents knew where he was going. I don't know whether the parents were taking care of him to say, what, while you get a job, here is food for you to, eat while you are getting a job. I don't know whether the parents kept on inquiring, as in to say, did you get a job yet? If you did not get a job, those are a lot of days. Come back home, or take this amount of money, buy food. I do not know whether the parents knew who this boy was staying with. Because if the person is today I'm here, tomorrow I'm there, the next day I'm there, and the parents at home do not know, it's worrisome. Can we also not maybe rethink about it and not just say he's an adult, or mati okwaya kushimbaka kongironga? Can we put our children to people that we know that our children will always remain our children? Can we put our children in places where we know the people, and we know those people can always report back to us as parents to say, no, he's doing good, he's not misbehaving, no, he's not misbehaving? Then you as a parent, you act while it's early, because sometimes parents' interventions can prevent our children from finding themselves in completely dark places where they will, because we as parents, we have seen so much that our children did not see in the years that we have lived life, and we know better. We don't know everything, we are not experts, but what we have seen, we have seen. What we can avoid them from going, if we can, we can. And if we cannot avoid them from going to specific places because we missed them, it also happens. Or if we missed a situation, but in a way, I'm just saying, can we look into just being extra careful with our children? Where are you? Who are you with? Who are your friends? What do you eat? Especially if you don't have a job, because it is our responsibilities as parents to provide for these children. If we are unable to provide, can we just refrain from giving birth until we are in a position to take care of them, or give birth to a number of children that these ones I can take care of, me as a parent? Because then we are putting children in situations, if we just give birth to the number of children that we want, and we are unable to provide for them. Now they are forced to provide for themselves, and the situations might go south. The world is not as it used to be. So many things have changed, and we need to be very careful, and we need to look after our children. Let us look after our own. Really, let me not dilute it, but I really felt the need to say something about it, because listening to the whole story, I only see a boy that found himself in a situation. How? I don't know. Because the story, you do not know whether to believe it, not to believe it, but in a way, there are lessons in that story. And every time we listen to people's stories, can we take out lessons from them? Let us not judge them, but let us take lessons from their stories. Let us see if we can learn something from their stories, yes or not, and then maybe we can pass knowledge to the next person. Let's hope you find this video very educative. If you have, what is your view? What is your view on this whole story? Do you think us as parents we need to go back to the drawing board and do some corrections? Or do you think we are fine that way? Do you think the child would have found himself in that situation if us parents were a little bit more careful? Or what is your opinion on this whole situation? Please do comment down below and let us have a further discussion on productive things that we are learning something from. Do you think he is telling the truth on most of the things that I discussed in this video? Let us have a discussion. Let us have a chat on this whole situation. Let us hope it's educative enough. Let us hope our children can learn something from it, and let us hope somebody can take something from this whole story as lessons. Let us not judge. Let us simply just take lessons from the whole story. I believe that from every situation there's something to learn, always. So I always pay attention and go like, okay, what can I learn from this situation? What can we take out of this situation as lessons for life? So please do comment down below. Do like the video if you think it was worth it, it's educative enough, and please do subscribe to my channel. And bye, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.